There's a whole lot of shaking going on in Medicare 2026. You remember Jerry Lee Lewis singing, "There's a whole lot of shaking going on"? Well, that's exactly what's happening with Medicare in 2026. Except this time it's not rock and roll, it's your health coverage doing the shimmy. Behind all those cheerful ads promising $0 premiums and extra benefits, there's a quiet earthquake changing how Medicare really works. For years, the biggest headache in Medicare Part D was the donut hole, that strange coverage gap where you suddenly paid full price for your prescriptions. Starting January 2025, that donut hole is gone. And in 2026, there's a new rule, a $2,100 limit on how much you'll pay for prescriptions in a year. That sounds great. Finally, a hard cap on costs. But here's where the shaking starts. When you stop paying, somebody else starts. Once you hit that $2,100 cap, your insurance company's on the hook. And they're not celebrating, they're doing the math, and it's ugly. To make up the difference, they're already planning changes, smaller doctor networks, new copays, higher premiums, and more prior authorizations for your drugs. You may still see the same plan name next year, but what's inside that plan could look completely different. This all comes from the Inflation Reduction Act. It gave Medicare new powers to negotiate drug prices starting in 2026. That sounds great. Finally, Medicare can bargain for better deals. But every time Washington squeezes one end of the balloon, something else pops out the other end. Drug companies tighten discounts, insurance companies shift costs, and the pressure rolls right down to you and me. And here's the part nobody's warning you about. The sleeper shake hiding inside this whole thing. It's not just the Medicare Advantage crowd that's feeling the tremors. If you're on original Medicare with a supplement, you still need a separate Part D drug plan. Those standalone Part D plans are about to take it on the chin too, because the new $2,100 cap applies to all Part D coverage. Insurers who sell just the drug plans are facing the same higher costs. So what happens? Premiums climb, formularies tighten. Some smaller carriers that offered low-cost drug plans are already quietly bowing out for 2026. You might start getting letters saying your plan is ending or merging with another. That's not a coincidence. That's the shake reaching the supplement crowd. So if you've got a Medigap plan and a separate Part D policy, don't ignore it. You'll need to reshop your drug coverage this year, or you might end up paying more for less. Look, I'm not saying the sky is falling, but the ground sure is shifting. The $2,100 cap is good news for your wallet, but it's a shock to the system that has to pay the rest of the bill. So don't wait until you get your annual notice of change letter to find out what's different. Compare your plans, check your drug list, make sure your doctors and pharmacy are still covered, because this year, Medicare isn't just changing plans, it's changing the game. If you want the facts without the fluff, go to MedicareSelfEnroll.com. No sales pitch, no phone calls, just the truth about what's really happening to Medicare in 2026. There's a whole lot of shaking going on, and now you know why.